The first thing I heard wasn't the music. It was my father's laugh. Sharp, wet, ugly. She came for the wedding? She should have stayed in the trash. His voice cut through the chatter like a blade. I froze halfway between the entrance and the reception hall. 7 hours on the road, no sleep, a dress I'd saved for months to buy. And in front of me, the seat with my name card was gone, replaced with reserved. My spot erased. My mother leaned toward him, her lips barely moving. Maybe she'll eat with the caterers. They both smirked. I didn't move, didn't give them the show they wanted. I let their words hang in the air, heavy, poisonous. They thought I'd walk out humiliated. They thought wrong. There was a time my brother's smile was the safest place I knew. He'd sneak me extra cake at birthdays, shield me from our parents' sharp tongues. We'd whisper plans about the future under blankets, swearing we'd always be a team. Then, slowly, the distance grew. It started when he got engaged. Calls unanswered, messages left on read, family dinners where my chair would be missing. When I asked him about it, he'd mumble excuses, avoiding my eyes. The real break came last Christmas. I'd driven home with gifts in the back seat. He didn't even open the door. My mother did, her face a mask of polite disgust. "He's busy," she said, taking the gifts and shutting me out into the cold. I knew then my brother had chosen them over me. By the time the wedding invitation arrived, the decision was already made. I would go. Not to reconcile, not to be accepted, but to end it. People think revenge is heat, a boiling rush of anger. They're wrong. It's ice, still, patient, precise. I spent weeks preparing. A phone call to an old friend who worked at the hotel's accounting desk. A discreet conversation with the venue's coordinator. Legal documents drawn up quietly, without a ripple. I made sure every move was invisible until it mattered. Back in the reception hall, I smiled. Walked right past the reserved table, straight to the head table. The photographer froze. My brother blinked at me like he was seeing a ghost. "Congratulations," I said, placing a neatly wrapped box in front of him. Inside was a framed photo of us as kids, and, tucked behind it, the folded copy of the deed. The deed to our grandparents' lake house. The one they all thought my parents still owned. I had bought it, weeks ago, in cash. The venue coordinator appeared beside me, holding a clipboard. "Excuse me, could the parents of the groom please step outside to discuss payment issues?" Their confusion was delicious. My mother's brows knit, my father's smile faltered. The issue was that I had quietly covered the cost of the wedding in advance, in full, under my name. The contract stated that if any guest was removed without my consent, the payment was void, and my consent was conditional. They followed her out, hissing questions. The moment the door closed, I leaned in toward my brother. "You let them erase me," I said quietly. "Now I'm erasing them." His hands trembled. "What are you talking about?" "They won't be back. I've had security briefed. Tonight, they'll watch the wedding from the parking lot." He looked toward the doors. I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. When my parents returned, 2 security guards flanked them. The coordinator explained, cheerfully, that due to contract terms, they were now uninvited. My mother's voice cracked into shrill disbelief. My father tried to shove past. Both were escorted outside. I didn't watch them leave. I didn't need to. The weight I'd carried for years lifted with every step they took away from me. Dinner was served. My seat, at the head table, stayed empty for a while, just to let the absence speak. I mingled, laughed with distant cousins, made polite toasts. Every guest knew what had happened, though no one said it aloud. By the time I finally sat down, my brother was still staring at the empty space where our parents should have been. "You could have told me," he murmured. "I could have," I said, "but you wouldn't have listened." At the end of the night, I slipped away. I didn't wait for cake, didn't linger for photos. I had already made my mark. The lake house keys rested in my pocket. I'd decided I'd never step foot inside it. Some places are better as ghosts. As I walked to my car, the cold air hit my lungs like a cleansing fire. I realized I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't hurt. I was free. They had tried to make me feel small. Instead, I had made them disappear. And the best part? They never saw it coming.